mess that I will ever talk about on this channel. Some of the most low down, despicable, disgusting. Let me clean my camera because I want you to see me clearly when I begin to go off on this situation. This is some of the most low down, dirty, despicable, disgusting mess that I have ever dealt with, period, on this channel. For those who do not know his situation, Andrew Wiggins, allegedly, his departure from the Warriors isn't due to an injury, physical. It is due to the allegation that the mother of his children was actually having sex with his best friend, and his children are not his, but the best friend. Let me talk to some of us right now. Let me talk to some of, they sent him back to Canada. The boy's going through something. When your own children, you realize later, not only are not yours, they have been sired by your best friend. That is a level of betrayal, my friends, that there's nothing higher than that. There's nothing higher than that. That is the trifecta. Your woman is cheating. She's cheating on you with your best friend, and your children are not yours. They are your best friends, not even your children. Nothing is worse. Nothing can be worse. So let's talk. Let's talk. The dating contract. What is the dating contract? These days, this is what I'm going to say to you from a perspective of a very traditional man, that it absolutely makes no sense. And I'm speaking on behest of the black community first and others by de facto. How can marriage make sense for a man in this era? When you sign the marriage contract, when you say I do, you have signed up for another deal, another contractual legal obligation that was made on behest of you, but unbeknownst to you, prior to you even saying yes. You have agreed that you are financially responsible for this woman in 2023, where women have the right to vote, where women can make as much money as men. You now have become archaically responsible for another human being forever, simply because you've decided to make her your wife. Not only that, they have decided before you have said I do that you will have an allotment of money that you will pay to those children, whether they are yours or not sometimes, based on your income. Not only that, you have determined that the house that you live in is either 100% hers or partially yours, because it will be mostly hers. Your pension out the window. Your capacity to earn without paying her off out the window. Spousal out the window. Whether she cheats on you with another man or not is irrelevant. If the relationship severs, you shall give her money. There's no cause, there's no fault. What kind of deal is that in 2023? That's just marriage. Forget about marriage. Before you get to marriage, there's a dating contract that's on the table even before you say I do. Dating contracts. A contract that says you shall not touch that woman unless she asks you to touch her. Period. You shall not have repetitive intimacies with that woman unless she tells you you're allowed. Period. There shall not be a mindset of, well, we did it yesterday, we did it 10 minutes ago. No. You are optional. Her permissiveness, her permission trumps your capacity to have rights in any way, shape, or form in that scenario. She can say no at any time, and at the moment she says no, you are an intruder. You are. That's a contract. You are an intruder the second that she says no. Secondly, if you have children with that woman, by accident, you get her pregnant. Let's say you get her pregnant. Let's go to the children part. If you get her pregnant, the unborn child, you have no rights over whether that child comes into the world or does not. You have zero as a man. You have zero say to whether or not that unborn child comes into the world or does not come into the world. If you are a person who says, listen, I don't believe in abortion, but she does, her rights will outperform yours. In fact, let's go to the extent of the ridiculous. She doesn't want to have the baby, but you do. You say, you know what? I want you to have the baby. When the baby comes, I will be 100% responsible for the baby. You can transfer over your parental rights. Just be my surrogate. You will not just be obligated to that baby, you will still be obligated to that woman. There are no rights when it comes to the unborn fetus. The fetus has no rights, the man has no rights. The woman who's giving birth has all the rights. All the rights before conception, all the rights after conception, all the rights when the baby comes, right? And so what we have here is basically a legal shutout. We have a complete legal shutout. If you do not do something preemptively, which I'm going to discuss. Because dating and because marriage is a contract, it's a legal contract, then it behooves you to, if you are entering into any form of dating, any form, we're going to coffee, we're going to have dinner, we're going on vacation together, we're going to hook up. You must have a contract. This is where we've gotten. Let's us regular people, we're thinking, oh man, you're going too far with this. No, hold on. Andrew Wiggins, right? Because that's the thumbnail you saw. You hit that button and you're thinking, this guy's gonna come here to talk about Andrew Wiggins. Let me do that. Andrew Wiggins is a professional basketball player. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and you now are his handler. Whether you're his parent, whether you're his agent, whether you're just his PR person, whatever you are, his publicist, you become his handler right now. Snap our fingers. And now Andrew is dating. He's in the dating world. He's a Canadian boy, went to university for 1 year, came out making hundreds of millions of dollars. He's out there in the streets, supermodels, all kinds of women coming for him. What are you going to tell him? What are you going to tell him? Right? He's got the best of he's got the Instagram models, the best of the best, every one of them. 85%. He's on the 85%. When you're rich like that, basically you got 85% response ratio. You're a rich basketball player, everybody's going to respond to you, right? No matter what supermodel, she could be 55 years old, she could be 15 years old. She's going to say, hey, once you get into that DM. You're his handler. What are you going to say to him in respect to women that he's dating? What are you going to tell him? Talk to me. What are you going to say to him? I know what I'm going to tell him. There is no one who can even sit down across a table without a cup of coffee without signing this NDA. Everybody, anybody who's come, who you going out with, bro? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You know how it is. Send her the documents. Documents go over. She signs that, takes a picture of her driver's license, passport, whatever, sends it back to you. Then y'all can go have a cup of coffee. What does that document say? That document is an exhaustive protectionary document that identifies anything that could potentially happen in this relationship that leads to sex, right? Consent in writing. I consent to sex. I consent to having a relationship with this man that could lead to a physical relationship. I do understand that in the event that I do get pregnant, this is the rights, and depending on the mindset of Andrew, these are the rights that I relay to Andrew Wiggins. He shall have the right to, and those things are spelled out, right? You spell it out, baby. Spell it out. You make sure. If you don't want her to take a picture, if you don't want to post anything, you spell everything out, every single thing. Make her sign that and witness it and send it back. Salute to you too. Because there is an implied dating contract. Andrew will take care of dinner. He will pay for the dinner. He will pay for your accommodation, blah, blah, blah. Like whatever he wants. You put that in a contract. And make sure that he is protected, because in these streets, walking around right now, from approximately 11 years of age to 65, is a monster. It's walking around. It's a monster. You know what that monster is called? What is that monster called? It is the female monster called entitlement. Starts at about 10, 11 years old. And it gets bigger and uglier and messier. It gets hungrier depending on who is the target. And in these days, ladies and gentlemen, it has, and I can't speak for everybody, but it is heartless. It has very limited morals. Listen, I had a conversation with a relative the other day. A good relative, like positive person, good woman, okay? Hungry, that thing hungry, boy. Good woman. And she said this. She's like, oh, is there any place to go out? Yeah, there's lots of places, man. I'm downtown Toronto. I got here. I can take you here. She goes, is there any strip joints? I said, what? She goes, oh, strip joint's not like it used to be when you were young. A strip joint's just where people go and it's like a regular club, but women are half naked. I said, you have been so desensitized to the debauchery and the reduction of class amongst black women that you could sit here and tell me a strip joint is just, no. And this is where we have come. We have come to the place where even the even-kiltered, the so-called moral girl doing her thing, educated, has said to herself that the level of entitlement, that entitlement monster dripping of saliva, wanting more, wanting everything. I deserve it. It should be mine. That monster cannot be silenced nor quenched nor fulfilled. It is an insatiable beast that wakes up it's basically all over social media. But it wakes up the instant that enough people say, girl, you know you deserve that. What made Andrew Wiggins's ex-baby mama of babies that are not his decide that she did not only require the biological reproductive parts of Andrew, but she also should be entitled to Andrew's friends? Let me say it like this too. That Andrew's friend, I am sure, was probably being financed by Andrew. So by de facto, her messing with the friend did not deprive her of any level of privilege or access to opportunity. In fact, that gentleman was probably just part of the entourage of individuals diving waist deep into the depth of Andrew Wiggins's wealth, having a good old time. And he was waist deep in something else too, to the point that he sired 2 children. Sat there. Listen here. This Negro did not just breed up one and just be quiet and say, ooh, cool, we got away with one. He said, let's go for the double, baby. Can you understand the audacity, the temerity of a man who will breed his best friend's wife twice? This Negro has no level of limits. Twice? Twice you're gonna pop that thing, boy? Twice? Now this is another thing too. This is another thing. How did Andrew not breed up this young lady in between the shots from his best friend? Like, does this guy have a schedule of how she is ovulating? Like, what's going on? What kind of situation was happening here? But this brother was hitting it out the park. Like, whew. And this girl, they won't put her face on the pic. They won't put her face in the magazine. You know what? We'll never see her unless TMZ gets out there. Unless you get you get a Negro like me out there. I'll put her on Main Street. I'll make sure they tattoo her to every sports commentator. Listen, I'll make sure she's enemy number one. Because women like that should not be protected at all. At all. Her image shouldn't be protected. Her name shouldn't be protected. She should be dragged in the public square. Oh, she's still a woman. And she... What? She is Gomer. Go check that story out in the book of Hosea. She is Gomer. She has I don't know how this guy is dealing. You see, young men deal with heartbreak different than old men. Can I talk to somebody now? Can I speak to somebody? Old men fall in love, especially with young chicks. We fall in love, but we do not fall into love and be debilitated by the young girl. When the young girl leaves, it hurts. It always hurts. I said the young girl because when some of them old rhinoceroses that have been hanging around in our life for 15, 16 years, when they leave, we throw a doggone party. But when the new chick leaves, it hurts. That's what I called you, a bunch of rhinoceroses. When you got a rhinoceros in your life for 14, 15, 16 years, driving you crazy, can't cook, can't clean, can't keep track of nothing, don't want to work. When one of them light-skinned rhinoceroses runs out of your life, boy, you celebrate. I was doing doggone backflips, and I don't have the flexibility. You celebrate. But when you get a Batgirl, when you get the new ones and they run out of your life, whew, it hurts. It hurts a little bit, right? You know, but you're an old dude. You're an old cat. You figure it out, right? You get back in the gym and you start, I don't know, you start taking your B12 vitamins. You go get your teeth cleaned. I don't know. You figure it out. But when the young boys lose their woman, in that scenario, they can't function. They don't know if they want to live. They can't breathe. It's too much. They can't handle that. They can't handle the embarrassment. When an old dude loses young chick and the young chick with somebody else, they're like, boy, you used to have that, boy? Oh yeah. Oh, well, brother, you had a chance. You got a little something. You know, don't worry about it. Another young thing come back around. Your boys give you a kind of a pep talk. But when you're young and you lose your chick, and she's out there now, oof, man, those dudes are like, bro, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, they're hurt. Everybody's hurt with you. Nobody can move. Everybody's messed up. Because it's debilitating. It's debilitating. One of the biggest mistakes that men make, and women make it too, when they talk about a woman, talk about, oh, you know, what does this woman bring to the table? I need to, you know, these days, I don't want to just date a woman for sex. I don't want to date a woman for her beauty only. I want to know what she brings to the table. You're impotent. Something's wrong with you because everybody is dating a woman for her physicality. Everyone, a woman's A woman's treasure is her beauty. What she's bringing to the table is what you're looking at, big fella. That's what you're looking at. If you've got money and you try to get a woman in your life, you're not worried about, oh, I wonder if she can cook. No, I got money. I can hire a cook. I wonder if she can clean. I got money. I can hire a cleaner. I wonder if she can do accounting. I've got a chartered accountant. I want a baddie in my life. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a baddie in your life. Women bring to the table the capacity to melt you emotionally, to make men decide that life is worth living because this creature is in your bed, she's rubbing your face, she's calling you baby. That is what a woman brings to the table. Her femininity is the blessing. It is not all the other things that people talk about. Well, I got to make sure that a woman has this and a woman has... No, bro. I don't need a woman to bring all these things to the table. It would be good. It would be fantastic, because some of these gold diggers showing up right now will rob you of your black skin if they could peel it off you. But at the end of the day, a man is not sitting around with a checklist saying, well, she's got good credit. She comes from a great family. No, when a man sees a woman and that woman wounds him with her physicality, with her femininity, he does not care if she grew up in Skid Row. He doesn't care if she went to a parochial school. He doesn't care if she can speak 4 languages. He doesn't care if she can cook cupcakes or macaroni pie. He's looking at that woman saying, "Jeez, Lord, give me that, give me that, give me that." And when she walks out of his life, he's missing the femininity is what he's missing first. He might miss the cupcakes. He might miss the macaroni pie. He might miss the fact that she was doing his accounting. But he didn't pick her up for those reasons. And if he did, if you're looking at a woman like a man is looking at a bean count, like he's looking at a some type of assessment, you probably have an infirmity of physicality, because men don't look for women for those things. Period. Real men are not looking for an accountant to be his wife. So what Andrew now is dealing with, the fact that that woman that he thought was just his, that he thought that his wealth, his good looks, his youthfulness, his smile, that those children that he saw future in, and that he was imagining everything, putting his life together for those kids, and now all of that is gone. How do you recover from that, man? That Negro needs to be on 24-hour suicide watch. That's right. Old dudes ain't gonna kill himself over a young girl. Absolutely not. We gonna be a little distressed about it. We gonna be a little hurt about it. But we ain't gonna go off, and our friends will console us to some extent and be like, "Negro, you shouldn't have had no girl that age. Come on, man. You know that girl's gonna leave. All them young girls leave. That's what we know. Men of my age know all young girls leave. Did you not know that? If you're dating a younger woman, 10 years plus, 85% of the chance, bro, she's going to leave you. She is in it for different reasons than you are in it for. Okay? She's looking at that gray beard thinking, well, there's about a 15-age gap between us. There's going to come a time where he's going to get his teeth are going to turn yellow. He's going to start snoring. He's going to be old. Yeah. They don't want you hanging out with their friends. Even if they like you on a one-on-one, they don't want to take granddaddy to the club. So, come on, man. She is trifling. Don't drag her. You got to think about the children. I'm a dragger. I'm a dragger and them children. I'm a dragger and them ugly little children. I'm a dragger and those ugly little children that don't belong to Andrew Wiggins. I'm a drag all of them. All of them. All of them. You don't know who was in on it. Them kids could have been like, their mom could have been like, that's not your daddy. He's your daddy. But don't say nothing. You don't know. I'm going to drag everybody. I'm going to drag them, and drag them again. No, nobody's innocent in that scenario other than Andrew. Kids ain't even innocent. Shoot. Nothing there is good. That woman should be put on Main Street. They should put up billboards with her face on it saying, "This is the evil amongst us." Ooh, wow. And that brother, that Judas that best friend, don't leave him out. Don't leave that clown out of the picture, because this is the problem with our community. There's no respect. Bro, that's not even a bro. That's deeper. That's a sacred code. You broke sacredness now, because you didn't just sleep with the guy's wife. You had 2 children with him. 2 children with your best friend's wife. Bro, you should know. Listen, there should be no mercy for you. None. None. Andrew shouldn't even have publicized that. That should have just been handled. Like, that's not recoverable. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's not. It don't even make no sense. I'm not. Listen. And you know what? This is the worst part. One of them ugly little children even look like him, and they ain't even his kids. Imagine looking at a kid in the face and be like, man, he got my eyes, he got my ears, and they sitting around looking at you like, they ain't your eyes. Oh my gosh, my goodness gracious, Lord, help the Wiggins family. That is evil. There's no compensation for this. None. And then they want to say, oh, you know, that men do it all the time. Men do it to women all the time. Men out there sleeping with other women and getting other women pregnant. These NBA players do it all the time. And that's the justification. That's it. That's what you're going to do. You're going to justify it like that. That's what y'all are going to do. I know some of y'all sitting back there, oh, when a woman does it, it's a big deal. But these men are allowed. Come on, man. It might have been an accident the first time. But the second time is a decision. It's a decision. She sat there talking about, well, you know what? I didn't ever want to have children for 2 different men. So I want to have another baby. So you're going to have to hit it again. Come on, Tyrone. You're going to have to hit it again. I want 2 children. And I don't want separate DNA. I want them to be true brothers and sisters. This dummy said, all right. Okay. Man, let me tell you something. If my ex-wives can take me to the cleaners and make sure that the only thing that I got going for me financially is the capacity to earn money by speaking, Andrew should throw the full weight of his finances at those 2 people. Those 2 people should have citizenship revoked when he finishes with them. They should be living on a crater in the moon when he finishes with them. They shouldn't have a driver's license. Oh my gosh, they shouldn't have fingerprints. They should lose all their identity when he finishes with them. They should never be able to recover. And I'm sorry. I apologize to those who this may help. He better give those children nothing. Nothing. The only thing those children should receive is that is your father, that is your mother. Goodbye. Period. Rip his heart out of his chest, tear off the part that the children are attached to, stick it back in, and move on. Absolutely not. Those children don't get the benefits of Andrew Wiggins when they are not his biological children. No, that's not a thing. I'm sorry. He's got to muscle that up. No! Ooh, I've never seen nothing like this. Never. Adultery. Shoot. I can't call that adultery. They made a whole family. That they didn't just have sex. Adultery is one thing. Adultery, I don't even think Andrew's really married. I think that's his ting. You know what I'm saying? That's his little ting. That's a serious ting. But listen, it's not even adultery. It's more than adultery. You went and had a whole family. That's not Negro, you had a whole family. You went and had a family with my family. That's more than adultery. They don't have a word for it. They don't have a word for it. Let me see. So they had the DNA test, and they're not his kids. No, that's what they're saying. The kids are not his. Period. Period. And they're his best friends. Not his kids. 99. Those tests come back 99.9% not your baby. I don't personally know him. I know him, and it hurts my feelings. I know him. I know his daddy. I know his mama. I know his brothers and sisters. I know him. They're from Canada, from Toronto. I was training him when he was a young boy. I'm good friends with his father. He's like a nephew to me. It's terrible. And he's a nice kid. Don't do nobody no trouble. But that I want to know who this little Negro is who's out here siring surrogates. The surrogate sire of Vaughn Academy. I don't know who he was. Vaughn is the area that he grew up in. This is a travesty. This is a travesty of vaginal justice. That's what it is. That's what it is. That is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a contract. And there's a contract that is in place. Anytime a man and a woman decide to get together, there's a contract. And that contract is biased against the man. And if there's two men involved, it's biased against the man of more finances, of more wealth. It is a biased contract. And I tell you right now, at the end of the day, watch me. If Andrew does not go, and he's going to have to spend, watch this, he's going to have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get rid of this girl. Because I don't know about the other states, community property states, but in Canada, if she's here, even if those kids are not his, he has to pay. Did you know that? Even if the children are not his, she will still say, because he has given those children a certain lifestyle, because I am his wife or his common law, due to that alone, he has a responsibility to continue to take care of them. You watch. If that don't make you want to pull out your doggone hair, he's going to have to fight, financially fight, to not have to pay his millions of dollars to this woman and to these children that don't belong to him. Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. And if the woman and this guy get together, then Andrew's basically going to be financially responsible for taking care of the adulterer, the adulteress, and the bastard children that are not his. That is why I say dating is a contract, and that you require to sign a contract on your behalf before you even sit down at the table and have a cup of coffee. Honey, I gotta send you some. Every man after the age of 16, once your balls drop, you should have a dating NDA, like a doggone driver's license. Oh, I'm just gonna send you this over. Are we meeting at 6? Okay, we just need the contract signed. Right away, baby. Because it ain't nice in these streets. It ain't nice in these streets. And it goes without saying if you're a professional athlete. It goes without saying. But I'm taking it to an nth degree. Every single man. And if you think you're going to do something great in your life, especially you, if you think you're going to go to university and if you have aspirations of being great, you have to insulate yourself from the randomness of women who want to jack up your life simply by giving birth to progeny. You have to protect and insulate yourself by a biased system of family law in North America that is prejudicial against men, that stops them from being able to earn, stops them from being able to seek a lifestyle, a life in general, because a woman decided, with or without you, to have children. And she decided to leave, with or without you. 85%. I'm gonna end it here. 85% of all divorces are initiated by women. 85%. That means, if you round it up, 9 out of 10 women walking around who said they're single moms, they're divorcees, 9 out of 10 of you, or 8.5, 9 out of 10 of you initiated that. So if 9 out of 10 women are the initiators of divorce, of separation, of breakups, that means that out of 10 chicks that I see, out of 100 chicks that I see, 85 of them, even if we had great chemistry, a great relationship, even if I took care of you, 85 of them will decide to end the relationship. They will decide. That's a bad deal for me. I got to protect myself. If I bring something to the table, I got to protect myself. If I'm a slob and a bum, who cares? But if I bring anything to the table that I want to keep, if I invest in you, anything that I want to participate in, I got to protect myself. And if you're a professional athlete and you have the target on your back of hundreds of millions of dollars, it goes to show that you got to be so careful who's around you. You have to have contracts out the wazoo. You have to have handlers. You have to have video cameras watching everybody in your circle. Nobody gets the benefit of the doubt, not your mama, not your daddy, not your best friend, and certainly not your baby mama. This is the real spiel. And it's painful to talk about. But let me tell you something. None of you are going through what Andrew Wiggins is going through right now. That is a whole mess. And I don't wish that on my worst doggone enemy, and he's a friend. All you ladies out here who are backing that thing up on community property, oh Lord, I hope they get their just desserts. You heard it from me first. And this chick, she don't deserve nothing good in her life, period. And neither does that dude who did this. That's me, and that's harsh words, but I mean it, and I ain't afraid of none of you ninjas. I mean it to my core, period. Talk to you soon.